Hey guys, Ryan here. Cool games. They exist. Sometimes they get missed because there are approximately 193 games released roughly every 20 seconds. So, I'm here today to tell you about some of those cool games that I haven't heard people talk about much and I think may have slipped by some people. Links to all of which will be in the description. So, here we go. Sometimes a game being unfair can be what makes it great, and to prove that, I present to you Tower of Heaven, a Game Boy-inspired 2D platformer. What makes this game really interesting is how it gradually piles small rules on you to limit what you're allowed to do, starting out with forbidding you from touching the sides of blocks and building up to things like instantly killing you if you walk left. It can be frustrating, but it's that good, interesting kind of frustrating that keeps you on your toes and really makes the game its own. This combined with a great OST and airtight controls make it something worth checking out. You can play it for free in browser and it only takes around 30 minutes to complete, so next time you're trapped somewhere you don't want to be with a computer, maybe try giving it a spin. Just don't blame me if you develop a phobia of butterflies. Also, if you're someone who plays Smash and this game seems slightly familiar, it's because there's a stage based on it in Rivals of Aether. IG is a game that attempts to combine System Shock 2 with Another World, and finds more success doing so than it has any right to. As far as I'm concerned, this game is worthy to stand in the pantheon of freeware classics like Cave Story and Frog Fractions. The game opens immediately after the beginning of an alien invasion of Earth. The main character, IG, wakes up to find herself enhanced with nanomachines, son, and proceeds to set about trying to save her brother Dan. What follows is a plot with a surprising amount of complexity and moral nuance. It's also worth noting that, minor spoiler here, this is a game that was judging you for being a murderous monster while giving you tools for pacifism years before Undertale. Not that Undertale isn't perfect. Meanwhile, you've got core gameplay that is just so great. Plenty of stats to upgrade, nice arsenal of weapon, and these boss fights, brilliant. Perhaps most impressive though is that while this game got released in 2008, it's still getting support from the developer. Just last month, he dropped a new patch for it that improved the UI, added a new skill tree and weapons, introduced new endings and plot, and more. This game is great, it keeps getting better, it's 100% free, I cannot recommend it enough. Mitsurugi is a game for the purists. There is a mountain of things wrong with this game. The story is basically non-existent, the only level is a single circular arena with 3 different backgrounds, and the game has a whopping total of 5 minutes and 45 seconds of music. What, like in the entire game? You for real, my dude? Jesus Christ. But despite all of that, there is one thing this game does have to offer. One of the best combat systems in any action game out there. What this game lacks in terms of polish and content, it more than makes up for by letting you do things like this. If you're a fan of the gameplay, not the writing, not the music, not the tone, just the gameplay in Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, this one's for you. This does not have the depth of either of those games, but I would say it has the depth of something like Nier Automata or Metal Gear Rising. If you're the kind of person who loves playing games that demand that you actually learn them and try to improve, then I recommend this one without hesitation. Unfortunately, this is the only game on this list that actually costs money, so is it worth $10? Maybe. Is it worth the $3 it will become during a Steam sale? As far as I'm concerned, no doubt. You need to be willing to forgive a lot to enjoy this game, but if you can, then you may just have a new pet favorite on your hands. Luca is one of the few games I've played that feels like it's from another world. It has an almost Lovecraftian feel to it, like it's something you shouldn't be able to see. Everything about its world is abstract, obscured, and, most of all, haunting. This game manages to brilliantly bring together the stylish combat of Nier Automata, the resource management, checkpointing, and difficulty of Dark Souls, and the disconcerting, alien tone of games like Yuminiki and Off, in a way that shouldn't really be possible. Throw in a unique, sketchy art style, intriguing writing, some great enemy design, a wide selection of build options, and a glitchy, pulsing, dark ambient soundtrack, and you've got something really, really special here. This game isn't finished yet, but you can play the alpha demo for free right now, and I can't recommend it enough. Even though it's incomplete, it's one of the most interesting hour and a halves I've spent with a game this year. This, more than anything else here, is what I encourage you to check out first. Not just because it may be my favorite out of all of the games here, but because there's a Kickstarter going on right now to fund the completion of this thing, and I want it really bad. If I'm being honest, this is the first Kickstarter I've ever given money to. Like, for real. I'm not here to tell you to give money to the game, that ain't me. But I am here to say you should play what's already been released. And if, after that, some of your money happens to find its way into the game's pockets, I won't be terribly upset. Ultimately, if you want a game that is as stylish as it is eldritch, you can't do much better than Luca. And I think that about does it for today. These journal updates aren't always going to be me recommending games, but yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoy these games as much as I did if you decide to check them out. Either way, thanks for watching, you're the best, I love you all, peace.